Staying warm as election season just hours away. The first early voters can cast ballots tomorrow morning, but getting to this point was a bit of a last-minute scramble. The ballots are already in the Tippecanoe County Clerk's office, but just last week they would have looked much differently. The old and the new. Ballots now have a few extra names, like Lafayette Mayor Tony Rosworski or West Lafayette Clerk Treasurer Judy Rhodes. Unopposed candidates who weren't allowed on until a judge's ruling Wednesday, causing election workers some extra work at the last minute.
The biggest issue for us was we're bumping up against the start of the in-person absentee on Tuesday. So that was kind of a, no matter what happens, we have to have this finished on Friday.
Krista Coffey says it took about a day's worth of work to fix all the ballots at the various precincts. She wants to make sure there's no repeat of a previous year's ballot when county commissioners, who are elected by all voters, were incorrectly listed on only some ballots.
We found out on the first day of in-person voting, so that was probably worse than this is.
Coffey says 69 absentee ballots had already been mailed out before the changes were made, but she hasn't gotten a single phone call about that. She believes most of those voters are in the military or overseas and unaware of the changes.
We'll have a bipartisan team take the original ballot, remark the new ballot, and keep them together. So if there's ever a question about how that process happened, then we'll have the documentation that this was what the voter voted.
Every election has different candidates, but this one is unique in having different ballots.
It's never ending. Being clerk is not a boring job.
Early voting begins tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eligible voters can vote absentee in person on the third floor of the courthouse. Make sure you remember your government-issued photo ID. Of course, Election Day itself is November 8th.